Hello, my name is James Sederberg and I'm a CPA here at Elevation Tax, and I want to thank you for choosing us to prepare your tax returns this year. So I want to spend the next few minutes going over the multi-member LLC tax organizer. The purpose of this organizer is to not only help us organize all of your tax information for your business, but you'll find it will also help you organize your information and tax documents on your end. So this will allow us to prepare the business tax return in the most efficient and timely manner. So here's page 1, and in section 1, it will ask for some basic information concerning your business, such as the name, EIN, and address. Section 2 requests information on the members of the LLC, and if there are more than 2 members, additional detail regarding those members should be attached to the organizer when sending. Section 3 asks some basic questions about the accounting methods and activity of the business. The last questions of section 3, which is located right here at the bottom, asks if we prepared your bookkeeping for the tax year. If you answer yes to that, you can skip the rest of the organizer. But you may also skip sections 4 through 8, which is the remainder of the organizer, if you're interested in us preparing financials for you for the tax year. So if you mark yes on this last question, we will make sure we get in contact with you. So if you answered no to both of those questions, you will need to complete the remaining pages of the organizer. So section 4 is where you'll report the startup and organizational costs of the business. These are costs that were incurred before your business operations began. So make sure you read this paragraph here for more information, and then complete all of your startup and organizational costs in this section here. Section 5 is where you'll indicate the day your business began operations. So the date of first sale is often chosen because it's a very conservative option, but other dates can be used. But for whatever date you may choose, we highly recommend you keep documentation showing that your business has left the startup phase on that chosen date. So keep in mind though that merely registering your business as an LLC does not necessarily mean your business has begun operations. So I often like to think, as an example, that a retail store has begun operations when it finally opens its doors to its customers. The date you choose should be reflective of this example. So if your business is still in the startup phase at the end of the tax year, check this button right here. And then in that case, a return for the business will not be filed. However, don't worry. The expenses that you're not able to claim at this point will simply roll forward and be included on next year's tax return, assuming your operations have begun that year. Section 6 is where you report the income and expenses of the business that occurred after operations have started. So if you listed any expenses in section 4, be sure not to duplicate those expense items on this section. So section 7 is if you have any inventory to report. Inventory is products that you have purchased or created with the intention of reselling to a customer. If this is the business's first year of operations, the beginning amount will more than likely equal 0. If this is the business's second or later year, the beginning inventory should equal the ending inventory balance from the prior year. Section 8 is where you report assets that have been placed into service by the business. So assets are property that has a long useful life and that is not intended for sale during the normal course of business. So while there can be any number of different assets a business can place into service, the most common that we see including computers, computer equipment, printers, scanners, and office furniture. So if you had any assets purchased, only include that information here in this section and do not include it in section 6 where ordinary expenses are recorded. So, and make sure you complete each field for every asset that's placed into service or that you have sold. The final part of the organizer contains the additional notes section. So we understand that the organizer is not all inclusive and there may be some items that are pertinent to your tax situation that is not asked about in the organizer. So this is a section where you can record those situations, amounts, or other figures. So once the organizer has been completed, be sure to review your entries for accuracy, as we will be using this information and figures to complete the business tax return. If everything is accurate, please submit to us the completed organizer, as well as any other additional documents you feel pertain to the taxes of this business. One example would be like a Form 1099. So feel free to either fax or email or upload all the documentation to us. Thank you.